Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am about to film a Q&A video which you would have seen last Sunday, and I thought before I film, why not just sit and film me doing my makeup. An old school sit down chatty makeup video. I'm literally just gonna apply my makeup as I would, but chat to you guys as I do and show you what products I'm using. I don't know if the lighting is like true to real light because I am using the studio light, so I'm sorry if the colours don't show up properly, but as usual I'm not doing anything fancy today. This is just my normal everyday makeup, but I thought it'd be nice to just sit and do my makeup and chat to you guys. First thing I'm gonna do, because my lips are so dry, I've had a reaction again to a lipstick, I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to put on some lip balm. My lips are so bad at the moment. I've nearly run out of my favourite like German lip balm. Kind of freaking out, although this isn't even helping my lips right now. I think I'm going to have to go to the doctor this time. Okay, so excuse my white lips, but I'm going to start with my base and I'm going to be mixing two primers. The first one is the Too Faced Hangover Primer, which is really hydrating, and the second one is the Dior Glow Maximiser. I don't like to put this one all over the face because it's really glowy, so I like to just mix it in. So I've got 2 pumps of the Too Faced one and then 1 pump of the Dior, and it's like a real champagne glow colour. So I'm going to mix those together and then apply it onto the face. I really like using primers at the moment because my skin's quite dry. Taking it down onto the neck as well. The Too Faced primer is so hydrating. It just feels really nice on the skin, especially if it's been a while since I did my morning skincare routine. It just adds a bit of moisture back in. Okay, so now my skin is prepped. I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics CC cream. I've just been using this every day for the past like 2 months. I love this. I especially love it in the summer. It's a tinted moisturizer, but with really good coverage. Yeah, it says full coverage. I would say it's like a medium to full, but it's so glowy and hydrating that it doesn't look heavy on the skin. So I'm just taking a pump of that, and then I put a little bit on my cheeks, nose, chin. 1 pump is more than enough. It blends really nicely, so I just like to pat it kind of around the face. And then taking my very dirty but also very wet Real Techniques complexion sponge. I can never say complexion sponge. I'm going to pat that into the skin and you'll see how amazing and glowy this tinted moisturiser is. It has a really nice like lemony scent to it that I really like. And I'm just going to bop that all into the skin. Take it down to the neck as well. Also a bit onto my eyelids, just to even them out. I do like a mix of patting and moving the sponge, like swiping, but I really like to work it into the skin because it's quite, when you use a wet sponge it can feel quite damp on the skin, but if you really work it in, it lasts well. Okay, so that's the tinted moisturiser done, and now I'm going to take my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Still loving this concealer. I use the shade Light Neutral. Ooh, this is a brand new one. I'm going to take that under the eye. I use quite a bit of this because it covers anything that the tinted moisturiser didn't. And if you use a brush with the tinted moisturiser, you'd get a much fuller coverage. I just like it quite light. And then going back in with the sponge, I'm just going to tap that concealer into the skin. I find it actually really brightens the under eye area, which is why I like it. So it just adds a bit of coverage down the centre of the face. And normally at this point, just because I'm really fussy about my dark circles, I just take a tiny bit more and I just place it here. And actually I normally use a brush, but I don't have a brush on me. So I'm just gonna very lightly tap that in. So everything's incredibly glowy, which is just how I like it, but I am going to put on a tiny bit of powder because I'm going to be filming after this, and this is actually a new powder. I haven't tried it yet. Sam Chapman recommended it to me. We've got a video coming up very soon together, and it's the Charlotte Tilbury powder. I thought they did a translucent one, but they don't. There's actually, I think, 3 shades, so I got 2 medium, and if Sam says this is the best powder ever, then I'm sure it is. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the chin and on either side of the nose and around the eye area, and that will just stop anything from creasing. Felt like a nice powder. Okay, now onto bronzer, and I'm still using the Too Faced Milk Chocolate bronzer. I just don't feel the need to change. I love this bronzer. It does exactly what I need. It's the perfect shade. I actually can't believe I used to use NARS Laguna because now when I use that it just feels far too dark and muddy for me. I'm just going to do it on the outer parts of my face, and you can really build up with this bronzer because it's so light. I like to put it quite high on the cheekbones at the moment. I'm not doing much like contouring for my everyday makeup. So that's bronzer done. And before I carry on with like highlighter and blusher, I'm going to quickly go and do my brows. So for this, I'm going to use the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is the shade 4. I've really been liking this actually. I'm going to use the brush end just to brush my brows up, and then use the pencil end to fill in the front part of my brows, just where there's a few gaps there. I'm using a very light hand, and then also to fill in the arch where it dips a little bit. And then I'm using a not so clear brow gel. I really need to get a new one, this is disgusting, but this kind of just combs them through, smooths it all out, and it should keep them in place, although this one is so old it probably won't. Okay, now onto a little bit of blush to give a bit of colour to my cheeks. This is the Balm Frat Boy, such an old blusher, such a classic, just a gorgeous like peachy pink. I really love this blush. I'm just going to put a little bit on the apples of my cheeks, very lightly. So that gives a gorgeous bit of peachy colour. And then I'm going to be using a cream highlighter. If you follow me on Snapchat, my username's Lily Pebbles. I've had so many comments recently from people asking what highlighter I'm using. And it's the Becca Champagne Pop, but in the... oh wait, oh, this is Opal. I don't know which one I've been using. I think I've been using Champagne Pop and Opal. They actually look pretty similar, but it's the cream highlighter. And I find that this just looks so much more natural on the skin. It gives you a really like natural glow. It's good if you have slightly older skin, slightly more mature skin, and you have lines around the eye, but I just love this. So I take a little bit on my middle finger and then tap it onto the tops of my cheekbones, not too close to the eye, but not too far down either. And can you see that's such a gorgeous glow? I hope it's picking up on camera. But you can just be much more like flexible with the cream, I find, and you can really work it into the skin, and it just looks so pretty. I love the Becca cream highlighters. I would really recommend them. I'm going to put a little bit down my nose, a little bit on my cupid's bow. And you can kind of build that up as much as you like, really. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. For my eyes, I'm going to use one eyeshadow only. I've been at home a lot doing wedding stuff, so I haven't been wearing like a lot of makeup. Sometimes I pop out, but I haven't been going to like fancy events recently or anything. So although I normally use around 3 eyeshadows, today I'm just going to use one. And it's the Burberry Pale Barley eyeshadow that everyone raves about. Anna introduced this to me a long time ago and I love it. It's a great like one wash wonder. So I'm going to take a little bit of that onto my Zoeva brush. And it's kind of like a cool tone taupe. I'm just going to sweep that all over the lid. It's such a pretty shade. And it really is like all you need. If you don't usually wear much makeup and you want to wear a little bit of makeup to work, I feel like this is the perfect eyeshadow for that. I'm also going to take some of that eyeshadow underneath the eye just to balance it out a bit. So that's the eyeshadow, and I'm going to add a little bit of brown eyeliner. I always like to add liner, I just feel a bit like naked without it. And of course I'm going to use MAC Groundbreaker, which is my favourite eyeliner. I'm already on my second pencil and I really, really like it. It's just a brown, so I'm going to somehow, with one hand, just line the top lash line quite close to the lashes. This will also warm it up a bit because the eyeshadow is quite cool toned and I actually really like warm tone. I'm almost pressing it into the lashes. I'm not really focusing on doing a perfect line because I'm going to smudge it out with a brush. So now I'm taking that little pencil brush again and I'm just going to very gently blend it. So this will just make the eyelashes look a bit thicker and fuller. For my mascara, I'm going to use the Bourjois Volume Reveal Waterproof that I mentioned in my favourites video. Really, really liking this mascara. I don't know why I'm using waterproof at the moment. This is such a nice mascara. Although it is starting to clump a little bit and I haven't had it for that long, but it's not expensive to repurchase. Okay, as I said, my lips are really sore, so at the moment I actually haven't been wearing lipstick, but I'm going to put some on just for today's video. So I'm just going to rub in that lip balm, make sure it's all kind of soaked in. I'm going to line the lips very lightly with the Huda Beauty Lip Contour in Bombshell. These are new, I think they have them on Cult Beauty, and she's also brought out some liquid lipsticks, which I haven't been able to try yet because of my sore lips, so I'm just going to use the lip liner. I'm sort of using it side on, so it's not a harsh line. I'm slightly drawing in my Cupid's bow. And for my lipstick, I'm using the mini version of Clinique Blushing Pop. I thought I had the full size of this, but I don't. It's one of my favourite lipsticks. I really, really like it. So I'm just gonna put that on top. And I think that's a really pretty blush pink shade. So that's everything. It's a little bit quicker than my usual routine, but I've really been enjoying using all these products and I just wanted to sit and show you guys what I've been wearing on my face recently. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave me a comment, let me know if you did. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Snapchat and Twitter and Instagram. My username is Lily Pebbles on everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.